What's up, guys? Update here in the close. Kind of a tough day here. Sometimes, I gave back a good amount of money today. In options, I was probably down like 5 or 6, and futures down another 5. Um, so sometimes that happens here in these bear market rallies when you kind of had the short. You've been playing the short side, but we thought we did a pretty good job staying out of most of this rally, right? Since the daily cycle was low, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days up, and we're right into this pivot high. So we talked about it in the room, 2800, 2820. It's just kind of a matter of sticking with it, being able to stick with it, and sometimes that's easier said than done. So I did buy some SPY puts into the close. I'm short some futures contracts here. I'm going to obviously watch this Asia open. UVXY, no surprise, really backed off. I came out of some 50 puts and made a little bit of money there, but at the same time, I'm kind of bleeding on my calls, and then I still have some 40 and 45 strike puts that have already lost a lot of time value, and implied volatility has come out of that. So I haven't been doing very good on UVXY lately either. Bonds did a little bit better today. Bought the dip well, sold it, and I didn't end up buying anything. Man, stocks really reversed that. For a while, their bonds were trading with stocks, and now, man, they really smashed them into the close. I might actually cover some 10s here, guys. I didn't realize we were that deep on into the close here. I am going to cover some 10s. So if you guys saw last night, I bought 23.5s, resold 1804s. I'm going to cover these 10s now. Not all of them, but probably half my 10s that I'm short. And I don't see a rush to buy into the bonds, though. If I cover 10s well, then I don't necessarily feel like I got to rush in and buy bonds at the same time. Sometimes you can wait for another leg down. So in other words, if I sell 10s, I make some money there. Do you have to rush in and buy 30s? No, maybe you wait for one more push down or a retest of these lows, and then we nibble. We still haven't tested the low from October yet here in 30s either. So that's another level to think about going into tomorrow. TLT was up this morning. This ETF has been acting so weird. I almost thought about coming out of some calls here, and we gapped up at 13. Now we're back down at 12.5. Obviously, hindsight, I wish I would have popped a couple of those calls out, but I'm still long here on TLT. So kind of a tough day, no doubt about it. But that's how when the volatility returns, it goes both ways. So this is a hell of a rally. But don't forget too, guys. This you've got this high here. You've got this breakdown level at 28.71, and the old January highs is kind of right there, 28.89. It's just going to be, and if you remember 2007, you kind of had the similar trade where you got these nasty sell-offs, and then you would see these moves all the way back to the prior high. Let me see if I can show you real quick. I don't know if I have my chart set up good enough. So notice, like, even this first move down, we held the bands in the weekly bounce to a lower high, right? And then this was a good sell-off here in March. Bounce all the way back to another lower high, but we bounced back to some levels that we started the year in 2007. So, this is the weekly. I'm not saying we're gonna roll over into a market like 2008, but this is a process. Like these moves down, these were pretty painful moves. This started to wake up a lot of traders. All right, and then when we started 2007, this was a lot of pain. This is a weekly chart. You're 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks down into a 200 week. We're not even at the 200 week, but again, that's a 3 week, 4 weeks down into the bands. 2, 3, 4 weeks down into bands, 2, 3, 4 weeks down into bands, and you can have these 1 or 2, 3 week rallies. So we're 1, 2 weeks up. We could even come all the way back. I think though the amount that we dropped, a move to a new highs would be really, talk about a slingshot. I think the growth is supposed to keep slowing though here in the fourth quarter and into the first quarter. So, nonetheless, the model is in a downtrend too. So we got our daily cycle still hanging out high up here. It looked like it was going to maybe cross. But you're also going to have a lot of the machines. Most of the market trades around the machines these days. So you get above the 200, it switches everything on. So we got to really watch this level here, 28.25. I just wanted to check a couple other markets. Oil still hanging out at pi. It looked good earlier in the day, and then they smashed it again. I would kind of think with the rally in S&Ps that would be doing better. You're still making nothing but lower highs there. Even today, you made another lower high in front of 63.33. I was thinking about going long, and I just was having a shitty enough day in other markets that I just didn't want the extra risk. So I'm a better buyer, though, on oil down there at pi. Gold, again, I just kind of have my plate full today to not really care that much. I think gold, the higher, I'm not off more with the way S&P's traded in the close. I would have thought we were back closer to 220, 1220. But the trend is up here. You could be a buyer in the teens, 1220 area, back here at the 200 and pi. I think that's the best way to play gold. What else am I missing? And FX, the euro, backed right off at 115, failed in front of the 200. It's been kind of a 200 pip range. When we held 114, bounced to 116. We won 113, bounced to 115. So that's kind of the way that's the intermediate term range is played out. I sold some at 115. I sold some futures. I'm going to let that ride with this daily cycle, see if we can get it to roll over. But dollar up is more of a quad 4 growth slowing type of scenario. So I don't know what the euro is telling us something here. I guess if we sold though, maybe I should cover a little bit. There's a little bit of support at 1430, the 200, and then these lows here line up with pi right around 114. There should be buyers there again. With this stock rally, we saw the yen weaken. I was long this morning down here at this bottoming tail, and I had a crappy average from last night. Actually, my average was like 113.30, and we rallied back to it, and I scratched. Probably going to the yen will probably try to test these highs from last night. And day trade, you could be a seller there, risk above the high. That makes sense. And if stocks fail at that lower high that we talked about, 28.20, then you're probably going to see the yen strengthen. So maybe that coincides with kind of a double top here at 13.81 in dollar yen. I could see that. And Dragon, I've been kind of fighting this, and I got out of some last night that I was short, and I faded it just a little. But I was really short last night, and I didn't like it, so I was kind of sleeping with one eye open last night. And it's all about this 149.5 here, guys, on Dragon. If that starts to roll over, we probably can have a nice trade with this daily cycle back the other way to the downside. And then you've got the top of the regressions, 150. So you're supposed to be a seller here. Core short. We want to look to sell rallies. I think we're probably a little bit early. We definitely were yesterday. So it hasn't been a good week for me so far. FX has been hard this month, and then getting squeezed back here. But these are levels that if the market fails, you're going to be glad we're selling. So anyway, we'll watch 28.25. Hope you guys had an okay trading day. I'll try to get some crypto out to you, but I've just kind of been in this admin nightmare lately, trying to patch up my business. All the stuff that I've delegated out is half of it's gone, so I'm trying to get my stuff organized. So anyway, hope you guys have a great evening. Chat with you in the morning.